All right, so let's talk about these new images, Jake, of the next-gen PSVR controllers. Sony released some images, and they are kind of weird looking, and I sent you a text earlier this week. And the one thing that I thought was the most strange, and I even sent this to you, is that the VR headset, the new VR headset for these controllers is what is going to be tracking your hands, not a camera. So that's kind of weird. So they must have some sort of outward-facing motion sensor or camera on the headset itself. But each controller for each hand is going to have an analog controller. There's going to be adaptive triggers, haptic feedback, and finger touch detection, which is really weird. Finger touch detection, but there's still going to be buttons, and the only buttons missing from the controllers are going to be the touchpad and the D-pad. And Sony indicated that these controllers will be in the hands of the development community very soon. So they say it's really, at this point, they've made like the best fucking controller, and now it's up to people to just develop and make them utilize what they're giving them. But like finger controls, man, like what do you do? Is it like how like you're gonna see your fingers moving now in VR? Like how does that work? That's weird.
So I looked at this controllers, I guess it's a pair.
Looks like the Vive.
You better fucking get them as a pair, because if you don't, I'm gonna be pissed. Unless the circly part has something to do with the haptic feedback.
It's weird.
I think it looks fucking stupid.
Yeah, it looks really weird.
It's in keeping with the design of the PS5. So I will say that it does kind of fit with the whole flow of the PS5's aesthetic. Aside from it being gray and the PS5 is black or
do you think it has something to do with the tracking?
Well, part of me wonders if it's functional. Like if it's functional, I get it. Like if it's either the tracking or if maybe like they use the roundness of it to kind of make the adaptive feedback work better because of the balance of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I could see maybe that being a thing, right? And if that's the case, then great. But if not, because these still have tethers on them. It's not like the circles do anything, right?
Yeah.
So if that part of the housing does nothing, it's literally just an aesthetic choice. I don't understand it. To me, it seems like it's just going to make them heavier, which when you're playing with a regular controller, a little bit of heft is nice. You know, you don't want a fucking brick, but you want it to be a little bit heavy because you want it to feel kind of strong. But when you're waving your arms around for freaking an hour,
you're playing Beat Saber or something. You don't want a controller
that's too heavy. You want it to feel sturdy, but you don't want it to be like heavy.
My guess is those are like some weird antennas, Bluetooth antennas or something.
Could be. Because I'm guessing that I could be wrong, but I'm guessing that the headset is not going to have like fucking cameras all over it.
It's got to have one though.
To see where maybe.
Because it's going to detect. I don't know. I don't know. But like, so this is the weird thing. So for the listeners who haven't seen the picture, you can pull the pictures up on the PlayStation blog, PlayStation.blog. The thing is it almost looks like a ring that you reach through and then you grab. It looks like a Move controller with no ball on top, and the ball kind of has this weird arc where the ball would be, and it turns into the ring. So they almost look like they're boxing gloves, the frame of like a boxing glove or something. They're really, man, it's just like, as soon as I saw it, and it's like, I know this is such a fucking gutter brain thought, but I was like, looks like you're fisting this controller. It's really weird.
Like,
that's why I was like,
bizarre.
whoa. Like I sent you that text, I was like, whoa. Like it's just like, what is going on here? I would not have expected it to look like this. And it doesn't look like they're going to join together either. Like there was some talks about it maybe being like the Switch, where like it would come together to make one controller and then you could pull it apart. These don't look like they're even wired, or these don't look like you can attach them to like an aim controller. Like they're just very specifically for your two hands.
I wonder if they will come out with another aim controller, because these controllers definitely do not look like they're going to be able to be like attached to a thing that becomes a gun. You know what I mean? So like, I wonder if they're going to come out with another version of the aim controller or what they're going to do, because these controllers are definitely bizarre, but I will say that they're a Sony controller, so they're probably going to feel great.
They're probably going to be great. And the fact that there's an analog stick on both of them is nice, because with the Move controllers, we don't have any analog sticks.
Well, in VR, I don't think they support the nav controller, do they? Dude, did you ever have a nav controller? I have one.
No, I don't have a nav controller. I just have two moves.
It's like you had the Move, and then you had the nav controller, which was like a
little,
like,
no, I just have
dildo
two.
with a fucking...
No, they don't support that. I just have two moves. Yeah, they don't support that. So anyways, let me talk real quick about my recent excursion with setting the PSVR up